there, it's me, Laura with Bold Notion Quilting, and welcome to underneath my Longarm quilting machine. I was getting ready to do a cleaning ritual that I do not as often as I should, but for my bobbin area in my Longarm machine, and I thought I would share with y'all how I go about cleaning it when it's time to be legit cleaned. So for me, I do 3 to 4 custom quilts on average a month, and it's always really dense quilting, so I do a ton of quilting. So I really should be doing this like once a month. For people who maybe do some edge quilting or just quilting for themselves, this is something you could do every couple of months and still be fine. So if you want to clean along with me, there are a couple things that you're going to need. One, you're going to need a lint brush. You don't have to have a dual lint brush like this, but you'll see why I love my dual lint brush in just a minute. If you don't have one of these, you can get them on boldnotionquilting.com. Under the product section, type in dual, like two, dual lint brush, and it should pop right up for you. You'll also want a paper towel. Have a trash can handy because it's easier to throw away stuff. And then you want either some can of air, or if you have an air compressor, that's even better. Just keep in mind that with cans of air, once the coolness starts to reach where your hand is, once you can feel it, you need to stop spraying, because that's when the moisture is coming up and out of the can. So it's just short, quick bursts to prevent any moisture from coming out of the can. Now, for any naysayers who might say you have to use an air compressor because you can't have moisture in the air, well, I live in Florida. I don't know where you live, but air compressors have moisture in the air. There's moisture in the air all around us. So just keep that in mind too. It doesn't matter which one you use. Just make sure that you're not packing dust into your machine and it's coming out. Now with APQS machines, there's a channel that runs around there, so I can blow in one side and out the other. And so I know that that dust will come out. For your particular long or mid-arm style machine, make sure that you're not just packing dust into the actual machine. The other thing that you're going to need is some WD-40, because it's the bomb. So I'll show you how to use that. Ooh, and some machine oil. So don't forget some machine oil. So let's take a look at my bobbin area and let's see what we're working with, so you can kind of see how I do all of the cleaning. Alright, hopefully that's not too shiny bright and you can see what I'm working with, but I want you all up inside my long arm so you can see what's going on. So the first thing I like to do is I like to take my lint brush. I like to get rid of all physical debris that I can really see. It might be harder to see because it's kind of gray, but you see that? Normally I have a lot more built up in there after a quilt, but I was finishing one, so I've already cleaned a couple times. So I'll take my lint brush and I'll go in there and I will just, you'll start to see everything kind of just falling on my chassis here. I'll start to brush it out. Now you'll notice that my big lint brush can kind of get up around my bobbin, but it can only do so much around the bobbin housing. So that's where I like to have the bottle brush end. And it's hard to do this around my camera, but when I put that up there, it can really get into some deep crevices, and there was some lint kind of stuck up in this hole where my needle comes down, and that just pulled all of it right out. And you'll see there's just so much more that can come out with the bottle brush, okay? So I like it because it can get right in between my hook and my needle plate with more accuracy than just this brush end, okay? So now that I've cleaned a lot of it out, the other thing that you want to do is take your thread out of your needle hole. You don't need that in there for what we're doing. And make sure that your machine is either off while you're doing this if you're worried it could turn on, or just that you're being real careful. Okay, there's a big chunk of lint back there. Okay, and you just see lint raining down. Okay, so we go in one more time and we get that stuff out. All right, the next thing that I like to do, so we're just gonna wipe this off, is to take my can of air once I've about cleaned everything, and let's see what else kind of spurts out of there. Oh, short, quick burst. And I try to go under my needle plate too, because there's a lot of dirt under, like dust under there, lint buildup. Even though I use polyester threads, I find that you still get a ton of lint from your batting and your backing and your quilt top that's gonna end up in here. So even though my lint is pretty minimal, you can still end up with quite a bit. Okay, short, quick bursts. All right, and it's looking pretty clean in there. So this is how I clean in between each quilt, just to make sure that I've got no extra dust or lint balls that can, you know, get trapped in between my bobbin and my backing. But every once in a while you want to make sure that you clean it out right. So we have used our can of air, we used our dual lint brush. Now we've got our paper towel. And I'm just gonna lay it down here. You never want to hold your paper towel up near your hook, because once you turn it on, it's gonna start spinning and it's gonna get sucked in there, and you do not want that. Okay, so with your WD-40 directions say shake well, so let's go ahead and shake that, because I didn't shake it enough. Okay, it's nice and shooken up. Okay, and then I'm just going to gently push, because otherwise it's gonna spray all over your face. Okay, get the foam, get it all up in there, all over your hook, right? And what that is it's a cleaning lubricant, so it's gonna clean and lubricate at the same time. And we're gonna go ahead and turn off our stitch regulator. Okay, so we're gonna be in manual mode, so it's constant when I hit the on button, and I'm gonna hit on. And we're gonna let that run for a good 5 minutes or so. All right, so we went ahead and let that run for a little bit, and I think you can see pretty well in the video. Let's see here. Do you see you see this line right here? That line is all dust. All the way around that square is just projectile lint that came out of my bobbin area. See those lines right in there? So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to clean that. So we're just gonna pull this away. Now you see how there's all this gook here? That's why you need to put the paper towel low. I like to just kind of let it sit so that while my machine's doing its thing, it can just collect it. Some people will hold up the napkin while it's spitting about, but honestly, laid out like this, it's not going anywhere. You see, if you look at the paper towel, I mean, there's all kinds of gunk and dirt. So I'll use the dry parts of the paper towel to just wipe everything down. Again, make sure that you are confident that your machine is off and it is not going to turn on while your fingers are all up in here. Okay. And then once you feel confident that you've wiped everything down, then you're going to want to get out your oil. And there's always like a little bit that pools at the bottom of the bobbin, so I just kind of smash the paper towel in there to get it. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do once all of that is clean is add some oil to the mix. So you're just going to, now when I clean it, I like to take off my needle plate up top and then put a little bit of oil on the back part of my bobbin. We're not doing that today. And then otherwise you want to take your oil and just put it all up in there. Put a drop in. I like to put a drop so it can ooze. And then you're going to run your machine for another little while longer. Let that oil mix around. You might also notice that maybe your machine was sounding a little clicky. Mine kind of sounds a little clicky when it needs some oil. And so that is something that I know that I need to do once my machine starts sounding like that. But now she's all cleaned and lubed and oiled up, and she's ready for a bobbin and for some quilting. So I hope that's helpful for those of you who are interested to do a little bit more with your machines and maybe a little bit better cleaning and maintenance, so that you maybe don't have to take your machine in as frequently to get serviced. You can kind of take care of doing some of the nitty-gritty cleaning and kind of stretch out those service calls. So take care and happy quilting.